So, my dear Cancer, this is your reading for the month of Pisces, and that means that the Sun is in the Moon, and the Sun is giving the light to the Moon, which is in your sign. So there's an oxymoron happening. And so, yeah, we are able to look deep within our subconscious into the longing and the desire to evolve further, successfully, going forward with this power that is above us, right? The power to know that these planets and that everything has a personality, and the Sun has a very clear personality, and so the Moon has its personality, and that you can recognize what is happening around you, above you, below you, and within you. And so the Moon in the Sun, or Pisces, right, is giving the light to the Moon in your sign. So this is the old age speaking to you, and the old age is connected with the left spinning cycle the Earth does, that wobble that she does around her own axis, right? The wobble to the left. And the left spinning reading is all 22 major arcanas once a year on your full moon. You're getting a soul reading because the left spinning is the within to the without. Now today you get a right spinning reading, which has to do with the Earth spinning to the right, also around its own axis in 24 hours, but also the 365 spin around the Sun, and that's also right spinning. So the right spinning path, I only use 13 major arcanas, and this is when you see someone in the card facing the left spinning, it is a soul meaning. It is the soul talking. And right spinning is the human. And now when they look straight ahead, they're kind of in between both. They have established something. And that's what you're doing with your third eye, right? You're establishing here the black and the white, the dualities. The yoga position for Pisces is fish pose, of course, and up and downward facing dog. The evolution that we see here, coming out of the water, then developing on land from wolf into dog, and then going now through the age of Pisces, because in that big wobble that I showed you, we also divide that 25,800 year wobble through the 12 zodiac signs. And there we then get an age of 2,150 years. And we're going currently from the age of Pisces into the age of Aquarius, which is an air sign. So out of the water we have landed here on the groundedness, right? The earth. And now we're going up into the air. So the yoga position for Cancer, for you, is Asana, strong, powerful, the horse itself that is facing each other, past and future, uniting the black and the white and becoming straight to the point in the center where the chakras are. The lung is your body part. For Pisces, the body part are the feet. Now you have the Moon as well as the mother, the big mother, and you are the fourth house of family and friends. So the Moon is very much speaking to you, which is now in the Sun. And so you will recognize that this reading is giving you tremendous power, because the Moon is Neptune, ruled by Neptune, the dreamer, the mystic, the guru, and also the movies, right? The dreams that we captured into a story, and we tell the story through theater, and now the age of Aquarius is overlapping to the age of Pisces and brings the technology so that we can create movies. Good. So your court card is the Queen of Cups. She is the healer of healers because she is very much like water and water. And she has healing hands. She's holding the Holy Grail and she's facing the left spinning path. So you understand very clearly your job is to heal and to actually recognize that very much. Reconnecting to the last reading where you had Aquarius Sun highlighting the Cancer Moon. And the message was your spiritual radicalness comes from the Sun's inspiration. And the Sun is the fire, which gives you enough fire to transform water into steam, going up into the air, going up into the age of Aquarius. So the last time that was quite a message for the future, and now we're getting quite a message of what is it that we want to let go, what is it that we want to leave behind us. All right, so let's begin this reading on the position of the Fool, which is a state of consciousness that is pointing to the left, comes Temperance, and Temperance is the card number 14. So you have a 1, which is the magic in being responsible, in finding the stream of consciousness, which actually doesn't exist here. It's something that you either know about or you don't. And deep within you, you have this moment, and this moment is bringing you the power to then understand who you truly are, because calculated together, the 14 gets a 5. And 5 is the 5 senses, is who am I, why am I here, are the tests, are the trials and the tribulations that we face by knowing that when we give, someone also has to receive, right? And that's then again returned back, but maybe not from the same person, but that it will come back. So here is this foolish idea of yours that you have to come a little bit more into your center, into Sagittarius, the archer, also the guardian angel. On the position of the magician comes here the number 18, the earth keepers. And the 18 is again the magic in seeing that infinite 8 above the head of the magician as that portal of the dualities. And then when we calculate it together, it becomes a 9. It's understanding now. The 9 is a completion, is the hermit, is the identity that I am taking on when I take action upon this idea of temperance, of being in your center, of recognizing that now we need to become a little bit more responsible about how we use the resources of the earth. Very much. I mean, it's upon us, and you are the healer, and you recognize that, and you see that, right? If I put you here, you recognize that, you feel that even. And you will be at the forefront of the healers. Then on the position of the High Priestess comes the 8 of Swords. And the 8 of Swords is Jupiter in Gemini, and it is a moment of mentally being a little bit challenged, because the High Priestess is the one that is bringing the intuition into all of this, and you have an 8 here, and so you get another 8. And the 8 of Swords is like, for a moment, being trapped, feeling trapped by your own way of thinking, by not going one step after the other, by taking on too many thoughts. And so here we can see that this is the Lord of shortened force. And Jupiter is that planet that brings us all the fortunate events, some of them positive and some of them negative. And so here the 8 is just that you maybe get lost a little bit in that infinite thinking of yours of how can you now help others and how you can help heal this planet. Here also comes receiving and giving, which was, of course, here through the temperance, receiving and giving, constantly receiving and giving, inhale and exhale, infinitely understanding that cycle. Then on the position of the Empress comes here the Leo, the force, the strength, and she has an 8 in her head, and she knows how to handle it. She knows how to work with it, and she knows how not to get sucked into it, right? Into something that doesn't feel good. These too many worries and thoughts about your intuition and about how you can heal, how you can help. You gotta recognize that the Empress is someone that is giving birth to a state of consciousness that's saying, well, I am handling that. I am handling that by connecting to my inner beast, to connecting to that part in me that gets lost in these kind of thoughts. And so I'm going to work on my higher consciousness to not get lost, to not be sucked in. Now the interesting part is in some decks this is the card number 8, but here's the card number 11. So there's a portal opening, but the 8 is already included through the hat. And so there is an 8-8 through the hat. And of course this 8, right? And then you learn to receive the information and to receive the information through the portal of the 11. And then comes you. You are looking at what she does and you're learning that healing is quite a powerful job, but it's also something that you gotta do intuitive, and you gotta learn to find your strength by constantly connecting with Leo, which comes after you, which is the 5th zodiac sign. And it's the 5th house of joy. So enjoy what it is that you're doing. And you are watching how she does it and you're learning from her. Then comes on your position here the 2 of Pentacles. And the 2 of Pentacles is Jupiter in Capricorn. And Jupiter in Capricorn is bringing you again the infinite 8 through the snake, the infiniteness of, yes, we have to learn constantly to bring ourselves into our center. So this is what the infinite 8 is saying up here. In the end, it's just literally 2 energies, right? The 8, the 2 energies that we have to unite into this loop. And that's what the infinite 8 is bringing. And to heal the earth and to keep the earth flourishing, you got to look into the material world as well and know that the yin and the yang symbol that is inside here is bringing, through Aleister Crowley here, a very powerful message. The light and the dark are exchanged constantly from the base of the spine, through the caduceus, up through your spine, to the higher consciousness, to the higher chakras. And then you see that on the position of the Wheel of Fortune comes this beautiful transformation of the butterfly. This is the quiz of life. This is Jupiter. And the quiz of life is saying, touch your heart. And know that you can only heal from deep within, because here are the arms, right? The wings of the butterfly. And it's always the dualities holding the central body. So the 2 arms, the 2 eyes, the 2 legs is the duality. And yet we can unite it into the 3rd eye. And she is coming from the soul perspective to you and supporting you in this. She's behind you and she's like saying, okay, you are going to be transformed through that. You are going to become her. And you are going to be in this infinite loop, right? This is something that you have to learn because you have the black and the white sphinx. And you have to learn in the third eye to manage them as a triangle that's pointing to the third eye. And there comes, of course, also the 8 in her hat. And so it's almost like you are facing that and you're seeing, okay, the Leo energy is always the heart. His body part is the heart. And so learn from your heart to come into your center and to give infinitely through temperance, right? That constant giving and taking through the arms that is holding the cup, the 2 of Cups. And so here comes the 26, which then becomes an 8. And the 2 is connected here with this 2. And of course the 2 is, again, understanding why all these thoughts are sometimes bringing you into a frozen state of like, oh my God, I don't know where to start. Well, start by these 2 and bring them into your center, into your heart, and know that through the heart you are able to find a solution. So here's an 8-8 portal. The 26 then becomes an 8, because the 6 itself then becomes the self-love, a love that you know that you always have to give yourself as well. When you heal others, don't get lost in the healing, because sometimes then we can also get depleted. So the 8 here is then the transformation. Always know that the transformation is something that is naturally occurring constantly. And then comes on the position of the Hanged Man. This is the yogi standing on his head, hanging here on the tree, or on this T, right? It's almost like a T for tree. And so here comes the Moldavite, which is the number 34, which is then a 7. So this 3 brings you back to the Empress, and on the position of the Empress came this strength and the 11 portal. Find your strength through recognizing that you are working constantly on yourself by reversing your perspective. And then the 4 is the responsibility, taking responsibility for the success that then this stone is bringing to you. And the stone is literally saying transformation, which is right here, rebirth through fire, initiation and openness for new experiences, new life and renewal. So there is really truly something powerful coming through you, and it happens through this. It happens through these difficult thoughts that you hold in your mind, and every thought, take an action, right? If you have the 8 of Swords, this Jupiter in Gemini kind of energy, it's Gemini is, we gotta take action to counterbalance the thoughts. So do something, go for a walk, cook, take a shower, get a massage, do something, action oriented, transforming this 8 of Swords, and then recognizing here that the 7 is coming to you as the 7, as the success, to know that the third eye is something that you need to cultivate and that you need to work on, but also through the heart, always through the heart, be connected. Then comes on the position of the Tower, this beauty. A lot of people are afraid of tarantula, and the Tower is that moment where God is literally saying, or higher consciousness or creator is literally saying, okay, now I'm gonna throw you something difficult. And she has 8 legs, so in a way there's the number 8 in this card, and again it's referring back to this 8. It's the same color like the butterfly, the background, and it's referring back to this 8. And of course it's referring back to this 8 because it's that difficulty that we recognize that the 18 is also connected then with this 18, the 18 of the moon card. And this is what gives you the light right now. And so you see very clearly what the message is through the sun, which is in the moon, which is in Pisces, which is in your subconscious, which is in the evolution up to the solutions, up into the age of Aquarius. And so the tarantula is quite a powerful message. It's a fire sign. And it's the fire that you need to transform all the water aspects at a crossroad, claiming life's purpose. And the tarantula represents a moment when a great decision must be made. It involves prioritizing your life's deeper purpose or dharma. A habit or routine from the past is sidetracking you from your dream, yet a voice inside keeps begging you to refocus your attention. And this is where this is coming in, because there's an 8 inside here as well. So when we calculate all the 8s, here's an 8 in the number. Here's the 8. Here is the 8 in the hat. So that's already 3. Then here's an 8 in the 8 of the snake, 4. Here is an 8 through the number, calculated together, 5. And here's an 8 through the legs, 6. So you must cultivate the third eye so that you can see that this Moldavite structure is helping you transform, and that life's dharma is bringing you then the crossroad that you want to go. And it literally is to follow your intuition and to see what it is that you see in your third eye. Constantly recognize that 6 times the 8 is recognizing the third eye. The 6th chakra is speaking here through tarantula to you. And then you get on the position of the moon in Cancer. Your moon now today is speaking to you on the position of the moon, and moon is also guiding you, so it's your mother, and you get the 4 of Cups, which is moon in Cancer. So moon in Cancer, here you are, recognizing that you have such a gift, and sometimes this gift is not recognized, is not seen, because you're so in this gift. It's like the goldfish is in the water and is wondering why he's not somewhere else, and actually he is in the water, and he is actually, because of all the water, he doesn't see the water. And this is what we have. You have this gift of healing, of stability, of responsibility to heal, and not get sidetracked in your mind and thinking, well, I wish I had more. Because here it's arranged in a 4, in a very clear material perspective. Because in the Rider-Waite, he sits on the ground and he's looking at the 3 of Cups and not recognizing that Creator or God is handing him another cup. Right? And that's what God does. God is bringing us, or Creator, or however you name it, right? Sometimes I just say the word. It doesn't matter. I can also say Allah, or the Guru, the Dalai Lama, whatever. I mean, it's this higher consciousness is bringing you now the 4 of Cups. And the 4 of Cups is then here in this 4. Right? Recognizing that you are on the brink of really transformational spiritual knowledge and wisdom that here your friend, which is Pisces, brings to you. It's the Knight of Cups. All right. Then you get another card on the position of the moon, an oracle card from Viloldo, and here comes then the 5. Here is a closing door, but it could also be an open door, right? Just because it says here closing door doesn't mean it closes, but here comes also the completion to the answer to the 4, 5, and 5 is then bringing you back to the Fool's idea of now we gotta be responsible, we gotta be temperate enough to bring these two cups together to create here the stream of consciousness. I'm going to put it here, the two of coins, right, the two of cups. And in a way they say that the opening of this cup and the opening of this cup usually also creates an 8. So recognize that you are now facing the possibility to either see a closing or an opening door. It's up to you. And here comes, of course, Pisces, who's letting you know, okay, you are feeling now that something important is happening here. Because Pisces is in the sun and the moon, right, is in the sun and the moon is in your sign. So you're getting a direct energy through that. You know exactly that now what the sun is actually trying to tell you, that the evolution is happening, that we are continuously evolve and shift. Now comes here on the position of the sun, the snow, and this is the number 34. So you're getting twice the number 34. So you have a 7-7 portal around this card, the 5. So now what do you think? Is it an opening or a closing door? Because you have this 2 times 7. 2 times 7 is the creativity in being successful. And success chooses if it's opening or closing. All right? So recognize that you are fortunate enough to get all these messages, to get all these powerful tools of healing. Because this is really healing. This is in your element. The moon in Cancer is at home. And so now the snow and the silence is coming down to you through the sun, because I mean it's winter. The sun is in Pisces, and so Pisces is speaking through the snow, through the silence to you and saying, come deep within you and recognize the healing power that you have within you. I help you to find the silence. I help you to find all of that empowerment that I want to bring to you. Then comes on the position of the last judgment, a wake-up call, right? This is the wake-up call that's saying, okay, what is it that you need to look at now, that you learn and see the moon and see the horse and see this beautiful landscape here, see the cat, see that nature is here and the word here is nature. Go out in nature as much as you can, for its pure creativity can teach you everything you need to know. The 72, here nature, right? The nature in a way of snow, and then of course also in this type of nature. And 72 becomes a 9, which then is of course the word, the completion here, which is the 9. And here the 18, which is a 9-9 portal, 2 times 9. But you also have the 7 and the 2 in it. And the 7 is, again, the 7 with this. Nature produces these beautiful crystals. And nature produces snow and silence. And the success to recognize now that you, with the 7, find your intuition, find a way to know that these 8 thoughts that you're occupying your intuition have a counterbalance through nature. And when you go out in nature and go for walks and be there, then you're coming into that completion, and then the door is of course opening and not closing. It's nature that is teaching you to be outside and to be harmoniously here in this field. And this is what this wake-up call is bringing to you. This awakening is bringing to you. And then comes on the position of the world, Aries. Then comes the Queen of Wands, which then can help you because you're the Queen of Cups. and you are water and water, and she is water and fire, then you can see with an Aries, go into the world and recognize that it's time now to work together and see the adventure, and that you maybe incorporate a little bit more of the fire aspect through Aries. Also the fire aspect here of Sagittarius, right, which is a fire and fire sign, and the fire aspect here through Leo, which is air and fire. And this is the King of Wands, and here it's the Knight of Wands. So you have you have all three fire signs helping you to make this is your healing come through, right? To help you, to give you the action, so that you're not stuck in your emotional moments that bring then these kind of thoughts forward, and that you get stuck, and that you also have a fire sign through the tarantula, that she's actually saying, okay, you got this. Right? And so you have 6 times the 8, which is then the third eye, develop the third eye, so you can see that Temperance is here and is giving you the understanding, yeah, we gotta find now our center by working deep within us in bringing forward and backwards the energies, knowing how to work with it constantly, knowing how to transform it, right? It's important, it's in your head, it's in your state of consciousness. And so then you can go out and be that wild woman and roar, right? And don't sit here all the time, but also like now create this vision of yours in this world. Wow, I hope I see you in the next one, because the Earth spins in such a way that we see behind the Sun the constellation Aries, and Aries is here through the Queen of Inspiration. So the inspiration continues like back then. Your spiritual radicalness comes from the Sun's inspiration, and so the Sun now at the equinox, at the spring equinox, right, where Aries has that power and says, okay, let's begin this new year. You're going to see here what Aries is going to let you know. Until then, I thank you so much for being with me. Namaste.